Welcome to Uriah Heep, the Magician's Podcast. I'll be covering every studio song the band has recorded and every bonus track that I can find. Each week we'll go over a new song from the beginning to where they are currently, and as they keep adding albums, I'll keep adding shows. Let the deep dive party begin.
In the magic garden, some were singing, some were dancing.
Hello and welcome to Uriah Heep, the Magician's Podcast. I am your host, Scott Haskin, and I have a great song to go over with you guys today. But before we do, one little piece of business. I want to congratulate Gary. Gary, you are this month's lucky winner of an album. And so if I have not reached out to you already, please feel free to email me at uriahheeppodcast@gmail.com. Look forward to hearing from you and giving you your prize. Well done. You guys can win too, you know. All you have to do is go to the website, scotthaskin.com, click on the Uriah Heep Podcast link, go down to the bottom where the mailing list is, sign up for the mailing list. I don't think I've sent out but one email on that list. But basically, I just designed it there for the contest. So you guys can go ahead and email me there or sign up for the email there. I will add you to the list and you'll get in on the drawing. If you want a couple of extra chances, you can join the Patreon account for even $1 or more per month, and you get 2 more entries to win an album. So there you go. Now, that being said, let's get into this song. It is called More Fool You, and it is by Uriah Heep from the Raging Silence album. Can you guys believe we're halfway through Raging Silence already? This is nuts, man. These are just going by so fast. It's really hard to believe. But anyway, here's the song. So I stopped the recording and I've sat here for the last couple of minutes trying to figure out exactly what this makes me feel. And I'm not sure. The opening and the guitars feel like, sit down, I'm going to teach you a lesson, or I've got a story to tell you. They have that feeling to me, but the keyboards seem a little bit sad over a riff that's maybe a little happier. And then when the bass comes in, it becomes like intriguing because the bass line is a little bit mysterious. And then, of course, Mick's doing that wonderful tapping thing that he does. But then there's just the little sound of a flute. I'm going to guess it's a synthesizer that just, comes strolling by real quick. I don't know what I feel. I don't know what expectation to set for the song based on this. It's probably the most interesting intro I've ever heard to a song, or at least it's got to be in the top bunch because I'm not sure where this is going. This first part of this section here, as the verse kicks in, really kind of reminded me of something Bon Jovi might have done. It has that same kind of feel to a lot of his songs, at least the more popular ones that I would know, because I haven't really followed his career, don't know his albums, just know, obviously, the hits. But it really feels kind of on par with that style of writing and performance. I love how the vocals are real gentle, but still have that little bit of rust and grit in them there. Sounds fantastic. But then the power comes in as we're hitting the chorus. And this is cool. I like this. I would not have expected we would be here based on where we were at the intro, because it's really taken some turns, which keeps it really interesting. Yeah, this is really cool. I feel a guitar solo coming on, so I wanted to stop it here and just kind of talk about the vocals here. Just so powerful, so intense, so emotional. I feel like my chest is tensing up as I'm hearing him sing. I mean, there's so much passion coming out of him. I love that. Lee is just playing at the top of his game on this album. He's been very consistent. Some real style changes here for him. I think he's gotten a lot more aggressive as a drummer. And I don't mean that in like an aggressive, angry way. I just mean aggressive as far as the kind of fills he's doing, changing up some of the beats that he plays. He's really a different drummer on this album, it feels like. The bass is awesome. We're still getting some good bass licks in here and there if you can pick them out. And of course, there's some great sounds coming from the keyboards, really just enriching the mood of the song so much. And, Mick, I mean, I could praise the guy in every episode, but it's just a matter of he's playing exactly what he needs to play. Doesn't need to be over the top at this point, really just needs to support, and he'll have his turn, in a moment probably. But great rhythm playing during these sections. Just love the stuff that I'm hearing from them on this album. I'm going to suggest that you rewind about, 30 seconds or so. Go listen to that last section again, but this time, because I'm going to guess that you're probably following along with the guitar like I was, but in another part of my brain, I was hearing what was going on the bass guitar, and there is some killer stuff being played here. So my suggestion would be go back and listen to that section again, listen to what the bass guitar is doing this time, and I think you'll find some really good stuff. Now, I could be completely off my rocker at this point. I mean, it is the end of the week. I'm getting kind of loopy, I'll be honest. But I felt there was a guitar part I heard in there that was a little bit reminiscent of The Magician's Birthday. That part right before they go into the birthday song, that picking that Mick does, that's really nice and clean. There was a little bit in there that reminded me of that. I'm not sure exactly what I was hearing. I think it was on guitar in this song, but it just felt a little bit reminiscent of that. I heard it a little bit earlier and I couldn't think of what it was. I was thinking it was Tears in My Eyes. I'm like, no, that's not it. And finally it dawned on me, it's The Magician's Birthday. So I don't know. What do you guys think? I would be curious to hear if you guys are hearing that same thing that I am. Like I said, it's the end of the week. It's been a long week, so who knows? But yeah, definitely interesting. I like that there's a little bit of keyboard cutting through now. What Phil Lanzon's playing on the organ just sounds great. It's very simple, but it really adds so much to the song. And as I say all the time, a lot of times it's those little subtleties, but I really like the melody he's playing there. Really, really powerful to what they're doing in front of him. I love that little backup, just the word fool. That sounds so cool. It's like a little island in the water that just pops up out of nowhere. I really like that. That's cool. I've noticed that we're getting a lot of endings recently as opposed to fade outs. I mean, we're still getting some fade outs, but there's been some really good solid endings, some really unexpected stuff, a lot of stops and starts with the music. Love these fresh ideas I'm hearing from Lee. I've never heard him play what he did at the end here or anything quite like that. I just feel like he's just so energized and just, full of ideas and different things he wants to do. And it's all coming out great on this album. But yeah, really good song. Very powerful. The title is kind of interesting because More Fool You. What does it mean? It could mean a lot of things. It could mean that you're more of a fool, more people are fooling you than others, or more people are fooling you than are fooling me. I mean, just looking at the title itself is really kind of intriguing, right? It makes you ask, well, wait a minute, what does this mean? What is this about? Let me hear the song. It kind of draws you in a little bit. So I think that was ingenious. But the performances were great. Really strong stuff. Love those little backing vocal licks that just pop up saying fool. Really like that. Backups were a little subtle on this one, which is okay. With the power that we're getting from Bernie, I'm not sure we really needed a whole lot in the way of backups on this one. But it's a great song. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. And it's Friday. It is Friday. Go start your weekend. Do something fun. Do something good for yourself, for someone you care about, and, maybe even for someone you don't even know. Take care, guys. Cheers. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Uriah Heep, the Magician's Podcast. If you have enjoyed this show, please consider going over to Apple Podcasts or your favorite podcast outlet, leaving a rating or a review. Be sure to subscribe to make sure that you are notified when new episodes are available. Please be sure to share this podcast with your fellow Uriah Heep enthusiasts and anyone who you think would like Uriah Heep, which should be everyone. And if you are so inclined, please feel free to contribute to the Patreon account. And if you are not a Patreon subscriber, you can also pay through the PayPal link on the website listed in the show links below. I would also like to thank Uriah Heep for their very generous support of the show, and thank you guys for listening. We'll see you in the next episode. Happy days!